I want to know what the beauty standard is for white people. And I want to know, like, are you guys just racist because, like, you hate us? Or are you racist because you're jealous? This is me being, like, 100% honest here. Everybody has their own features to appreciate and to love. But I'm going to be honest. White supremacy, especially in the beauty standard category, it seems a lot more like if you allowed black people and people of color of all types of cultures to take care of themselves the way they know how, respect their bodies, their minds, their souls the way they know how, and to live through the fullness of their full being, you'd be the person on the bottom of the beauty standard.
Absolute cap. First of all, there's so many things here that I really want to dissect. First off, what do you mean allow? What do you mean allow? Oh, if you allowed ethnic people to take care of their bodies the way they want to, if you allowed, why do you give so much of your power to white people? You're the one who makes them supreme. It's really these folks out here that are, oh my God, white supremacy this, white supremacy that. You're the ones who put white people on a pedestal. Y'all glaze them every chance you get. What do you mean allow? When I wash my hair, right? I'm a natural girly. You guys have seen my hair on the channel. I'm a natural girly. I love my natural hair. My daughter, she wears her natural hair. I did not ask a white person's permission to wear my hair natural. I just did it of my own volition. What do you mean if white people allowed? Is there a white person in your house telling you to straighten your hair until it's bone straight and then ruin your curl pattern? Is there a white person telling you to get a relaxer? Is there a white person telling you to contour your wide nose so that it looks abnormally thin, but also still wide at the same time? Is there a white person telling you to do that? I think not. These are things that black people are doing to themselves. Black people are the ones imposing these Eurocentric standards upon themselves and then shaming black women who don't do that. They shame black women who like to wear their natural hair. Well, you just broke. That's why you don't have no bust down weave, because you just broke. If you're broke, just say that. That's what they say. That's what they say to natural girlies who like to wear their natural hair. So stop playing with me. Y'all really be blaming white people for everything. And it's so annoying because do y'all realize how much of your power you give up when you say if white people allowed us to? Last time I checked, you have agency. I'm gonna need y'all to come up off the plantation, okay? You do not need white people's permission to be black and enjoy your black features. You don't need their permission to wear your hair natural. You don't need their permission to not contour your nose so you look ridiculous. You do not need their permission to enhance or appreciate your ethnic features. Stop giving them that control. It's weird. It's control that white people don't even want. Like, let's be so for real here. Like, white people literally get online and be like, why y'all doing this? And you still do it. And you claim that it's white people the reason why you're doing it, even though they're the ones telling you stop doing it. It doesn't make sense. It's psychosis at this point. I really hate to say it. A lot of black people are living in this state of psychosis where everything is the white man's fault. Whole time the white man is telling you, don't do that. Stop trying to be like us. And we continue to do it. Every time I turn on Twitter, there's some white dude saying, hey, black people, get Becky's hair out your head. Like, it's crazy. It's literally insane to me. So what do you mean allow? These standards are standards that black people are imposing upon themselves. And I'm going to take it a step further. Raise your hand. If you're a black woman, raise your hand. If the first time you were introduced to the idea that your natural hair was unkept by your mother, raise your hand. My hand is raised. I had a relaxer in my head before I was 10. I grew it out once I was like maybe 12 or 13. I grew out my relaxer and I've been natural ever since. Outside of getting like hair color, I haven't had a relaxer in my head ever since. How many of our mothers instilled that disdain for our coarse hair, saying it's too difficult to keep up with? These things we impose upon ourselves. Stop blaming white people for things we are doing to ourselves. It's annoying. And that's what's truly dehumanizing. Giving your agency to white people. Well, if they'd allowed us, allow yourself.
And let me just give you an example, actually, because this is the whole thing that inspired the video. I saw like this Alex Earl light that I guess people are talking about, which is really just like a regular light. I think they just had to tie her name onto it to get people to buy it. But she's a fairly attractive woman, but I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what makes her different than every other, like, blonde girl of that age that I've seen? I'm trying to find a way to explain this.
You're a hater. You're a hater. That's the phrase you're trying to find. I'm a hater. Who gives a damn if this woman is getting access to these things and these products and things like that? Who cares? Stop worrying about what white people are doing and what white people are getting and go get it yourself. Like, I hate this so much because it just makes you look like a hater. Well, she's just so basic. Like, shut up. Who cares? That's the woman that they want to prop up. Let them do it. If you feel so strongly about other people, other black women, and you want to prop them up and put them on a pedestal, then do that. You don't have to diminish somebody else to shine. And that's the part that's so annoying. Like, do we realize, like, this isn't a seesaw, right? If you want to uplift a beautiful black woman, just do that. You don't have to put down somebody else in order to make that point.
I'm trying to find a way to explain this. If I went out to the bar every single weekend in a different state in the United States, no, every single day, I guarantee you, I can find 3 girls that look exactly like Alex Earl.
You're a hater. It doesn't matter. There are doppelgangers literally everywhere. I mean, I get compared to a celebrity all the time. Like, who cares? You sound like a hater. The only time I would say that I have an issue was when the D'Amelia girl, she did the dance that the little black girl had done. I don't even know her name, and that's the part that's sad. This is where it gets frustrating, right? The young black woman, she created the dance, but then another girl gets famous off of doing her dance and doesn't credit her. That's when I have a problem. But this, you just sound like a hater, like a full-blown hater. Well, if I went to the bar, shut up.
And again, not saying this to discredit this woman.
That's what you're doing. No, sir. No, we're not doing that. You are not going to sit over. This is just like those people that will say, respectfully, and then right afterwards, they say the most disrespectful thing you ever heard. Do not do that. Stop throwing rocks and hiding your hands. You're literally doing that. What was the point of bringing up, well, I could find a bunch of her you're discrediting her. That's what you're doing. This whole spiel that you just went on was to discredit her and basically say she did not deserve the accolades that she's receiving. Stop doing that. Do not throw rocks and hide your hands and try to act like you're the good guy. You're not a good guy. You put this woman down to try to make a point. At least stand on business. Like, I really wish people would just stand on business, right? Like, if people were going to say something disrespectful, like, I would much rather you just say the disrespectful thing than to be like, well, respectfully, and then say something so out of pocket and out your neck. Just stand on business. You sound like a little punk. Just say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Beautiful woman. We can accept that. But there's something in me that just feels like the beauty standard for white people is really just making white people feel comfortable for being their perceived version of perfect, and then utilizing that fact of that white perfection to just shit on everybody else's features that don't align with that idealized perfection.
And now this is just factually inaccurate. Everyone should know by now that the golden ratio is the standard. That's it. The golden ratio is the standard, having a balanced face. That's like with anything when it comes to beauty. It's about having balance. Like, even if you were to study fashion, the whole thing is about balancing out your features. So when it comes to our facial features, the more symmetrical your face is, the more beautiful it is perceived. Now, I will, I like to give credit where credit's due. Pretty Little Reality has a wonderful series where she talks about this in depth. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. If you want to find out more information about the golden standard, about the beauty standard, by all means, please go check out Pretty Little Reality. Like I said, she goes in on this topic. But we're not going to sit over here and pretend, it's the white. No, it's literally having a balanced face. That's it.
But perfection would be the ability to accept all of us for our different unique features, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, not in the eye of the ruler.
Loser. I don't want to compete, so you should just accept me as I am. I'm a loser. I hate this loser mentality. And I said this in another video, and some people got in their fifis about it. Look, not everybody is beautiful, and that just is what it is. With that being said, you can always looks max. I am 100% on board with looks maxing. I'm not a 10. I'll be the first one to tell you. I think I'm relatively average, right? But you can look smacks. Do what works best for your face. Whether it is your hairstyle, the type of makeup you do, or even just taking care of your skin and being a healthy weight for your size, like all of those things are part of look smaxing. And everyone can do that. But to get on here and say beauty isn't that is such a dumb thing to say. And right now I'm trying my best to deprogram that out of my mind because I know I've said that before. Beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. If you really just line up a bunch of things, for the most part, everyone's gonna agree on who's beautiful and who's not. Unless you get a group of women together, like I think it's like one of those channels does this, where they'll get like a group of women and they'll line them up and be like, hey, put yourself from least attractive to most attractive, and they will sit there and just gaslight each other and pretend like the overweight, awkward looking chick is the hottest one in the room. Like, let's be so for real here. Most of the time, we can all be honest with ourselves and be like, look, these people are hot, these people are mid, these people are not. Like, let's be honest about it. Everyone's playing games on the internet, and it's annoying at this point. Beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. Most of the time, beauty is just the golden standard and looks maxing.
And then all of that pulls me into the deeper conversation, which really is, I think a fundamental aspect of white supremacy is not only putting yourself into a psychosis as to what you believe you are, but forcing that psychosis and the beliefs that come from that onto the rest of society to literally forcefully put them into their own psychosis to make them hate themselves for not aligning with a made-up standard.
We put ourselves in that psychosis. Like I said earlier, raise your hand if the first person to tell you your black natural hair was unruly and unkept was your mother, your black mother. I'm gonna need you to come to the front and testify. Stop giving white people all this power. Y'all glaze them every chance you get. Allow? Why won't you allow? Oh, they forced us into psychosis. They didn't force you into anything. Y'all literally go out and push the agenda yourself. And even white people are looking at you crazy like, why are you doing this?
Further taking them away from appreciating themselves, further taking them away from looking within to find their salvation, further taking them away from realizing that anything on the outside will never be as good as the ability to be content and claim the fullness of who you are on the inside. And before I go, I'm just going to leave this last one because you guys need to know this. Preferences don't exist.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that word. Are you slow? Are you slow? Preferences don't exist. This is babble. People have preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with that. People have preferences. Stop demonizing people for not wanting you. That's the part that's so annoying. It's always these undesirable people. And the thing is, he doesn't have to be undesirable. He's bringing himself on this platform in an undesirable way and spewing babble, which makes him even more undesirable. It's literally the undesirable people that get on here and try, you shouldn't have preferences. Well, you're fat phobic for not wanting to date me. Like, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Participation trophy generation. This is what this is. These are the people that don't want to compete. They're so lazy. They think everything should be just handed to them on a platter, that they shouldn't have to work for anything, and they should get the same accolades as everybody else. Honey, it don't work that way. We live in a competitive society. Hell, we live in a competitive world. Go watch Animal Kingdom. That is nothing but competition. And you think humans are immune to that? Hell no. We are not immune to it. We are of it. We are of this world. So inherently, we are always in competition. Period, point blank, end of the discussion. If you don't want to compete, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up and go stand in the back. Cover your face in the process. We don't want to see that loser behavior. We don't want to see it. The rest of us are out here competing, getting ours, and we don't need your negative selves over here. Why you have preferences? Why won't you accept me? Accept yourself first. Start there. Don't worry about us. And figure out why you don't want to compete. Why you're so lazy. Why you feel like everything you're entitled to it just because you exist.
Preferences don't exist. You are racist. And it's okay. We're having the conversation right here. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm racist.
I'm gonna need you to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm a loser. I'm a loser with a bonnet on. Tell yourself that, sir. You're a loser and you're choosing to be a loser. Having preferences is not a bad thing. I wonder, are you saying the same thing to Black people that want to only be with Black people? Because that's a preference people have. Is that wrong as well? Is that racist as well? I personally don't have an issue with white people wanting to be with other white people. Like why would you be mad at that? That's weird. I really get so disgusted by this idea that we have to beg everybody to be with us. Ugh. It's so desperate and it gives loser. It's desperate and disgusting at this point. Like, I'm disgusted listening to these conversations. You're racist because you guys don't want to accept us and you think that it's a preference not to be with us. Wah. Go sit in the corner until you get a clue.
And that's not okay, because there are beautiful people in every demographic, in every category. I just don't allow myself to see that. I'm insecure because my friend group, my social circle won't validate that. Or because there's expectations that have been set onto me by my identity, and I am too afraid to break out of those to experience what love can feel like from somebody that I never thought could love me.
Sounds like a white girl broke his heart and now he is just spiraling out of control and he can't understand. She went and got herself a Chad and now he's heartbroken. Why won't this white snow bunny love me? Why does she have a preference for Chad? I'm sorry, I can't with this. There's like 10 seconds left. Let's let him finish his babble and we'll conclude this.
Or I never thought I would be able to develop the emotional connection to love myself. But who the fuck is really looking themselves in the mirror having those conversations?
Clearly not you. Clearly not you. You're not self-aware, sir. Because all of this was just babble. A bunch of contradictions, a bunch of BS, a bunch of woe is me. My fellow black people, I'm gonna need us to stop giving our power away to white people. Stop calling it white. I don't even want to call it white supremacy anymore because at this point, it's black people putting white people on a pedestal that they don't even want to be on. For real. Like, I really think that white people want us to stop glazing them. That's the vibe I'm picking up on. Putting them on a pedestal all while being mad that they're on the pedestal that you put them on. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. If you like this content, you already know what to do. Like, share, comments, and definitely subscribe so that you can become a Faye Bae. And I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.